Greetings, I'm Lex.
And I am Scandal.
And let's grow a garden together.
Which apparently is now, let's fix a triad together.
Which is apparently also, let's teach our elders how to be mature together. Look at how abashed these two look. Like, she gave us the good old talking to.
I think it's really interesting. Again, you can have these conversations over and over and over and over with a lot of people. I love where people go, well, but young people are so easy to teach. You're like, you're right. Because they have no ideas about other things at all. They have no background information. They've had no history. Right. So going, children are more pure and more better than adults are. And it's like, no. The thing is also, though, once a child usually learns, right, and they go, this is my opinion, then you run through the same damn process.
So, the way it has been described to me is, adults have to unlearn and relearn. Or an adult has to change their mind. A child just has to make up their mind. They just have to learn.
Right.
So it's more steps for an adult. But here we go. We're just going right on in.
But it's not impossible. So it just takes time, which is like it does in terms of taking care of yourself in general. It takes time.
I do not believe there is anyone at all
Infinite.
that cannot, I know, right? They just give you a 10 minutes of infinite, I don't care.
That
cannot be helped or learned by, giving them care and attention.
Right. Oh, we forgot to also mention that, so if you go to, level 100, and that's the end of the event.
Yes! So the event itself, since you saw a little check mark down in the corner, and if you didn't, you can go back just a second, but it was there for the levels. The event ends at level 100. So your first day is basically 50 levels, and your second day is basically 50 levels.
Right.
So if you want to know if the end is in sight, level 100 is the end of the event.
Right.
Hey, lady, you okay? That was a heck of a speech back there.
Sorry, I shouldn't have lost my cool like that. It's just, they make me so mad. I don't know why they can't see how ridiculous they're being. I'm thinking I should just cancel the party. There's still so much to do, and they're making it all so difficult.
I feel like we need more somber music for this.
This is too... Honestly, though,
it's a little bit much.
There is a level of irony to be had sometimes where you're like, here's me, and I'm having this very serious conversation, and you hear off in the distance on your Pandora phone radio where it's just blasting out happy punk-ass music, and you're just like...
There it is.
Turn it.
On the other hand, yes, so the appropriate music does not always fit in with the soundtrack in real life, but in this case, since they can change the soundtrack,
also,
it would be cool if they could.
Ironically, people might not realize there is no soundtrack for real life.
It's true. Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. Anyway, I also wonder, what were the last 4 years of parties like?
Right.
Because if she died 5 years ago and they have to do this every year, 1, have they not done it and they're in default? Or 2, what are the other 4 years of parties look like?
Who knows?
Aw, don't give up, Reg. I just don't know how to call you Reg. Think about how sad Blueberry and Buttercup would be. Don't think about yourself or what you care about. Think about bunnies. This day's about them, really.
I mean, okay, so when somebody's upset, there is a way to honestly get people to, okay, if you can't think about yourself, think about other people.
Try and get out of your own head.
Yes.
And I appreciate that.
Attach to somebody else. Now, granted, these are a pair of goddamn bunnies, so I'm kind of with Regina and going really?
See, and if I knew a little bit more about this, or like Lily had a slightly different face where she looked more playful instead of earnest, she could be like, oh, but what about the bunnies? You could do it. And Regina would be like, oh my God.
Really?
Really?
That thing of basically trying to break up some of the tension.
Yeah,
I know some people, so
clearly the most invested in this event is, our brand new bunnies.
Right? Well, the big thing for me, actually, I can kind of feel it, though, because... So I had a partner who was incredibly inclined to get very angry whenever I tried to crack a joke when things got too serious on a level that I just couldn't handle anymore because it was too harsh for me, and everything hurt a lot, and I was used to coping with pain and trauma, sometimes using humor, and so that would never end up well, so maybe there's some of that going on?
Maybe. I don't know when to crack a joke, or sometimes people, they just can't react to it positively.
Oh, God.
I've done that too, where my good friends, I crack a joke to, break the tension, except for it's not usually break the tension, it's usually just something reminds me of something funny, and I'm like, why skip it? Why would I skip it? Because this moment is too serious. I'm just gonna make a joke anyway. All right. They'll tell all 700 of their bunny babies about that time Easter was canceled because 2 old friends forgot they were friends.
You joke, but that's exactly it, isn't it? So wrapped up in who was the better friend at Beth, they forget they were friends to each other.
Nice! We get down to the point of this thing.
What can I do, Lils? How am I gonna get them to see eye to eye?
You know what Aunt Mary used to tell me when I had a tough problem I couldn't figure out? Sleep on it. Everything's new when the sun comes up.
I suppose you're right. Can't keep my eyes open much longer anyway. Playing mediator really wears a gal out. Also,
yes.
Usually sometimes what will actually help is writing down what's going on. So some people will be like, yes, sleeping on it is a way to deal with it, but I've also encountered people who are like, past a point, there's not much sleeping off or sleeping on it or putting it off that you can do, because that's not what you need to do to solve the problem. Some of it really is going, make a list, writing what pros and cons are, what your situation is, whatever the situation
What you're
might
aiming
be.
for.
Yeah, what your goals are, and going, what am I doing? That sort of thing. I know it doesn't apply to every situation, but sometimes it really is going, like, sleeping on it really doesn't always help.
Oh, honestly, on the other hand, sleeping on it can really, really help, because while it doesn't change the situation, it changes your state of mind.
Yes.
And refreshes your emotional capacity to reapproach it. Sometimes when I'm struggling with things, even if it's just with a game and grinding, or I realize that I'm losing levels a lot in a row, I can be like, okay, I need to come back to this later after I've rested, because I'm not using good strategy, I'm not focusing well, I'm just overwhelmed. And that's something really simple like playing a game, but it can also be, I do that a lot with conversations too, just going, let's wait on this and come back to it when I have more energy.
There's actually an acknowledgement of that. It's called the spoon theory, where basically you're going, how many spoons do I basically feel like I have for the day, and kind of mentally watching yourself and going, how many spoons can I allocate for these various different things? And that's what some people who deal with more like chronic issues tend to look at it, but also I've used it too, like in terms of like when you have like depression or anxiety or whatever, going, what do I have? There's also a fun counter one that's called how many forks are basically in me at the moment. I have this fork, and this fork is the fork that's in me. I cannot put the fork down. It's the one that hurts the most right now.
So, and that can be related to the mental load of basically you're carrying around a bunch of things going, I have 16 things I need to do, and I cannot organize them by priority. They're all basically forks stuck in you, and you cannot focus on any one thing, which is why writing things down can be helpful too, going, if I write them all down, can I sort them into a list of priority at all?
Right.
Because when they're just things in your head that just keep popping up and reminding you, it can be tough. Get some rest, lady. Things will look brighter tomorrow. I promise. I mean, once the sun comes up, it will be brighter.
I hope
that is
so.
a large download,
That's a
my dudes.
hefty.
Huge.
Oh no.
Dude, oh look, everyone made it back to the porch in one piece. Nobody killed each other overnight. In the course of the night, people will murder. Oh.
And some weird dreams last night. Can't remember them, but I woke up craving carrots for some reason. How did everybody else sleep?
Carrots, well.
That's not a lead-in at all of being like, please ask me.
Just fine. Ready to tackle the to-do list, if we actually had a list. In fact, a list with everything written down, so I knew would be really helpful. Anyway, and clear the way for the Easter parade. Is it a parade or is it a party? I
I'm
don't
also
remember.
like, dang, man.
There we go.
No parades, please. There's enough going on around here without a flotilla coming through.
Nope, gotta build one right now.
You two are being awfully quiet this morning. Something that I missed?
Right?
You literally...
That was it?
No, there was another part to that, and you clicked through
sorry.
it.
Hi.
Wow!
I'm sorry. I'm very excited to get through this. I apologize. I will stand back while you are reading your dialogue.
Go ahead. I'm merely enjoying this lovely morning with my granddaughter and her friend. What a cheery trio we make.
Cicadas are whining something fierce today. Regina, dear, maybe the three of us ought to build some traps.
Though, if you don't know, actually, cicadas only come up, what, every 15 to 17 years?
I thought it was about every 7 years. And the thing is it's not every 7 years. They swarm during that time.
Right.
So
they go underground, though, for like 15. But it's the cycles for when
So the thing is you have cicadas every single year.
Right.
But each set of cicadas that makes babies takes 7 or so years to mature.
I was 17.
I don't know. It depends on your breed. But the thing is they come up some every year, and then you get a big swarm because the cycle just sort of rotates. And the way that some years you have like 900 million miller moths or things like that. But I don't know that we need to trap them at all. Are cicadas harmful?
why
are they like a pest?
2 to 17 years, depending on the species. Okay,
See, there we go.
I was like, there is a 17 one.
There is a 17-year one. But the thing is what's important to know is that, one, you can have multiple species in the same area, and two, they will not only appear in that year because sometimes people miss their season.
It's true.
So you get some, and then you get the giant swarm.
Right.
It's not as if there aren't any that don't, sleep late or anything.
All right. So like,
anyway, traps.
What?
Why would we need traps?
Is this better than them fighting? I can't decide if ignoring each other is progress.
Maybe it's the first step to actually talking. I mean, let's take what we can get, shall we?
I figured we'd start with a porch today. Can't have our guests falling through it. Grab a hammer, Lils. By the way, I'm like, that porch has been precarious the entire time and has made me incredibly nervous the entire time.
Honestly, I mean, the boards look solid. It's just the stuff growing up through it and the fact that they're very splintery looking.
Yeah.
So it needs new wood for sure.
Let's do it.
Shore the floor. What is with the language convention here?
I think they're all a series of puns is what I've been getting.
I guess. Regina, could you tell any ugly old crabs nearby that Beth would have liked the porch better if it had a little pizzazz. I was...
Yeah, I was like, you're not gonna last long.
Yeah, this won't last.
Lily, would you do the honor of letting any sourpusses in earshot know that such claims are not only erroneous, but also poorly enunciated? Yeah, no, this is definitely not better. I almost prefer the fighting. Would you two cut it out already? Lily, could you give me a hand with the floor over here?
I just see Hermione going, I am not an owl!
Yes, that's actually what I was thinking
Regina,
about.
I am not an owl!
They're all like, what?
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 Huh? Not my... Huh? All right.
Even though they're probably of that
So,
generation that actually ended up
Please
also...
say we're doing brand new wood. Okay, we are doing brand new wood.
They probably were, honestly, though, of that generation that ended up reading the Harry Potter books along with everybody else.
Yep, that seems... These boards don't look very good. They don't look as...
They don't. They're just color changed, that's all.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I want clean, brand new boards, but we did take the grass out, so that's fine.
Very nice, dear. Unlike a corpulent sack of old leaves that doesn't know a thing about my best friend, I know Beth would have liked this.
Oh my god, really? This is not better.
That's you.
I know, he's being so aggressive, I'm sorry. Phew, what's that awful stench? Smells like wet dogs, crusty earwax, and being wrong about what Beth would have liked.
Lily, hand me my sledgehammer, will you? I need to knock a couple of thick old boards together. And then finish the railing.
We're gonna build a railing? There's no railing now. We're
Like,
gonna build a railing?
everybody is so ridiculously indirect. Okay, so I'm
Rally
having problems
railing.
about, like, the lack of directness here, and people are going, yeah, but you need to be polite about it. It's like, no, this is dumb.
This is also more immature than what they were doing before, because at least they were being direct, so there was a chance of communication.
Right?
Like, this is worse. Not that she should have to caretake for
Which
her
is what
elders,
she's doing.
and she's trying to teach, and she's basically babysitting them still, which I feel is a disservice to both of them, as far as being written as characters, but it's definitely like a waste of her effort.
But it's also a problem that happens in real life, too,
All
where
the
it's like,
time.
you do not need to do this for people. And the thing is that you shouldn't be doing this for people. And I can imagine getting into an argument with somebody in my family right now about it, but damn, like, I do not find this to be particularly okay. Sure, having conversations with people is one thing, but setting boundaries and
It's really important.
I'm just like, no.
I mean, and at this point, she really should be, if she intends to continue caretaking, she should set up rules for what she's doing. Besides going, yes, I love both of you, and I'm going to help both of you, but here's what it's going to look like. First, we need to agree to these things.
Right.
Kind of thing.
And if we can't agree to those, this is just what's going to happen, and you guys are going to fail out on this, and I'm not helping you.
And I'm going to do something else with my energy.
Yeah, the biggest problem is, we haven't established any boundaries, so this has basically gone off real hard. All right, the checklist is coming along. I think we'll actually manage to be ready in time for the party.
Maybe. I wanted more bright colors on the porch.
You're doing great work, Regina. If Beth were here, she'd be terrifically proud, even if someone fumbled the color scheme.
Sir, you're
Please.
acting so inappropriate. Yep, Beth would appreciate your eye for detail. Never mind what a certain dummy did to the trees. Beth must have been a great person for so many people to love her so much. I wish I could have met her.
You would have liked her, Lil. She was a take-no-fluff kind of gal. Can't understand why she put up with these two, considering.
Honestly, that was a good intervention by Lily, going, you know what? Let's focus on how cool she sounds instead of how dorky you're both being.
Speaking of no fluff, let's pick a railing. Any railing. And I don't want to hear anyone complaining about it. Except that we're going to still split it. So the
Right.
thing that I'm keep being frustrated by is that it seems to be saying we should still have a choice, like of being able to play, like being able to have a single option, like,
And then we
then
don't.
suddenly we don't, and I'm kind of confused. Other than going, okay, are you really saying like what Lies pointed out in the last episode about this is going like, are they really just screaming at each other now? And now they're going to do it in a way more passive-aggressive fashion?
Or heckling each other for each side of the thing, but also this experience of going, if they're not, is it just a writing convention of the writers think, he, this is cute, everything's split, it's kind of a joke the whole way through.
Right? And
Which
I'm
I
like,
can't access.
No, I
Because
can't.
you've made your story too serious. Death and friendship and family are serious, my dude.
Yeah, they split it again.
Whoa, hang on. We can't even see that piece and we're supposed to be remodeling it?
Yep, pretty much.
Rally the railing, but we can't even see it, my dudes.
You
Disappoint.
can't even match the orange on the sill.
You got some blue if you want. That's fine.
Ugh.
It's fine, whatever. Alright.
You know, this railing is not unlike our scene on not unlike one seen on our cruise ship to Tahiti. There was even a Lindy Hop floor where Beth had an Otis. Never mind.
I see. Maybe you can remember something positive? It wasn't Lindy Hop. It was East Coast Swing, which you'd remember if you were really her best friend. What is with this weird competition of, like, if, like, I don't understand the experience of, we need to know who was really the best friend. Like, what is it?
I'm also
Why
like,
does that
is
matter?
this supposed to be weird romantic tension that actually is going on that they've never dealt with and going, the reason why I hate you is because you took the girl I loved, well, you took the girl that I loved away from me in these particular areas and screw you? I'm like, really? I was super excited. This was just a pair of guys, dudes who seem to be, in my opinion, cisgendered dudes who had a cisgendered female friend, and
they were
all great friends.
On the other hand,
she was a gal and they were all pals. Like, that was all they were.
So I don't know.
That's kind of cool, but
why they're fixating on whoever remembers her most accurately is the better friend. That feels like a weird thing to fixate on. And I know people do grief differently, but without knowing either of them very well, and of course with, her grandpa actually having been like, I was in love twice in my life and was super lucky for it, we're really confident that based on previous storytelling, the only thing he felt in this case was friendship, because he's only fallen in love twice.
Right.
I would say based on his own words and the story that's already been exposited previously. But again, if you just started this game, I think this would feel really strange. And it would set an unusual tone for me. Like if I had just started the game and I started in this event, I would go, this game is all about weird sort of passive aggressiveness and tension, sort of played for laughs with a multicolor scheme.
Right.
So that feels strange to me. Minor details. You were all friends who danced and had a good time. That's what matters, right? He does look like he's really thinking about it, though. Well, this isn't awkward at all. Let's take this totally normal energy over to the decorations. How about the weeds and bushes and things?
Yeah, no
dude?
kidding. Like
your
please?
yard is a wreck. Prettify the porch.
Please.
See, they're not all puns. They're just plays on. They're just like alliteration. They're just all alliteration, I believe.
I'm also like, dang, they were really expecting this last day to be huge, weren't they?
I guess. Here comes Blueberry Cottontail, hopping round the bunny trail. Except for they're both in a pen. And have you checked all those bunnies in the pen today? Because they are now your pets rather than wild animals. Why aren't there more Easter songs? Christmas gets to have all the fun. Now, that has been asked about every holiday.
Well, see, which holiday is more easily commercialized?
The one that gets the most commercialism is also going to get the most songs. But also, in this case, with Christmas, the origin of Christmas was this very strong community. Well,
you had more pagan holidays associated with it that were
once
folded
it was
into
established.
Christmas.
Once it was established to Christmas, and it was overtaken from the original pagan celebrations, so that they could Christianize it.
Wasn't
which
it
is
like
they
Saturnalia at the time?
I would say,
yeah.
I would say, I'm not sure. I know that Saturnalia is an optional holiday then, but I think there were several.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that. I think there were a lot of them.
That a lot of those songs were basically just sort of rollovers from the church of going, we need to assimilate this holiday. Because there's a grand tradition of religions assimilating each other, including like assimilating other countries' gods and things like that. Other regions' gods, and Christianity just did it as well.
Absorption/colonialism.
Yep, we'll take Athena, but we're gonna remodel her to our style. We'll take your Christmas.
Ooh, your Aphrodite looks badass as hell. We don't like that. Make her more soft and make her more about sex.
She looks badass as hell, but we like it if she's prettier and still but less. But you know what? Let's just turn her into the Rise of the Guardians Toothania. That'll be perfect. And if you don't know that one, she actually fought in the book. So you know what? You can check that out.
It's actually really sad.
Like her in the movies is so different from in the books.
She's been very watered down. Like Toothania has gone from being a badass warrior princess to quite literally being a soft and fluffy. Like I was so surprised.
I will grab a thing and brandish it at you when before I wielded my own sword and led an army. It's fantastic.
She really did.
Beth used to sing a song about Easter. Let's see if I can remember how it went. Egg in the hole, and the hole in the ground, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. Except for that's ad-lib to an Easter song. He's gonna argue that it's a different song.
Regina, would you kindly tell that tone-deaf crow con its horrible rendition of Beth's song that it wasn't, in fact, an Easter tune?
Aye. Lily, could you tell that ugly badger he's totally wrong about Beth's holiday ditty? Aye.
We've got only a few more things to do, so put on your helping pants and... I'm too mad for metaphors! Just pick something!
But what are
She's
they?
like, I'm ignoring both of you, goodbye!
Yep. Going, it really would be cool if we had a list. All right, we're not going to decorate the side. We put the railing over here and had a whole job for the railing over here, but we're not going to
Yeah.
decorate over there.
Was it that one we picked that was down?
Whoa.
Oh, it was that one.
Yeah, so this one is the one down the lane, but I kind of want to do something different. I sort of like that with the little baskets.
It's kind of cute.
It's super cute. It's fine.
Good enough! Leave the rest of the porch to me and Lily.
All right, we got to get rid of those weeds. Honestly,
Why don't you two go figure out the decorations for the party area? You don't have to agree. You just have to get it done. Do you hear me? I will break what is left of your kneecaps.
I love that we had to like go between these weeds and dead grass to go stick the lace and the banners up.
What's this?
And like this
Honestly,
one
what
is
if it was
actually
just like over top of all?
It is actually. So over here on the plaid green side with the orange and red
Oh,
flags,
God, it
it's actually
is!
over top of the grass and bush.
Oh, that tells you basically though how they originally did this though. So
Uh-huh.
this particular piece of artwork, as you can tell,
Was done on a different layer.
was on a different layer, and actually those plants were on the same layer. So what they had to do was just paint over it. That's really funny. Somebody was was on the wrong layer. Hey, artists, guess what? Check your layers.
Nice.
Oh God, I've
No
seen so many
need
digital
for
artists
weeds.
who have like cried off in a pit.
They're like, wrong layer, no.
I love that meme.
Poor thing. I know, everyone going, no. All right, I'm just like, why wouldn't you get rid of the weeds first? Especially, I had to paint around these weeds too, just gently bending all this dead things out of the way and painting. That doesn't make any sense.
I tell you, Lils, I'm gonna be glad when this party is over and done with. Trying to be honor Beth's wishes is turning into a 3-ring circus with those 2 clowns around.
Hey, at least there are weeds to pull. You know me, always happy to get out my aggression destroying some invasive flora.
Which is only
Ah.
invasive because you want the specific experience in your type of garden, but that's okay.
It's true. All weeds are only weeds unless they are the family weeds, such as milkweed, dillweed, etc. They are an unwanted plant.
Though, interestingly, if you know anything about tumbleweeds, tumbleweeds are actually one of the most heavily invasive plants, at least in the United States, because we're only supposed to actually be in a specific area, and
the
due to the
world.
railroads and people traveling and people not thinking about it, they actually got over the mountains and have caused so much havoc. Like, they're
actually a foreign plant. They don't even
Yeah.
come from North America.
They
They came in with seed imports, but anyway,
Yeah, it's
they
fascinating.
are really aggressive and dangerous. There's a really cool video about tumbleweeds and how they are no good. However, if somebody wanted tumbleweeds for something, such as if they could make a cool brew out of them, I fermented tumbleweeds and this thing will burn your throat off, but you'll have a great day.
Right.
Then you grow them and they're not a weed anymore because you want them for something.
Right.
Anyway, I think this is probably about a good length for this one.
Yeah.
So we are gonna wrap this up
I mean, we
here.
could just finish this
with
one,
a-
honestly. Like, let's just
Oh, we
finish
just
this
started the
up.
task. All right,
Yeah, I'm
fine.
like, just...
Seems like they both loved Beth a lot. You think they were ever a couple? Or, I guess, oh my God, she says throuple.
She does.
Yeah, a throuple? That's what they call it, right? That's super
That's
modern. Wow.
incredibly aware. No way! Not to yuck anyone's yum, really.
Not to basically, crap on what anyone else likes. That's a way to say it.
But I'm also like, I'm just, it was a weird moment for me of being like that modern lingo involved in, number
This
one, a
conversation.
fictional thing about a thing. It almost sounded like, well, not to shame anyone's particular fantasy thing or whatever, but I don't know. I was like, okay, it just felt really strangely meta and sort of circular and weird.
Pulled out, yeah.
Yeah, so, not to yuck anyone's yum, but my Gramps is a real old school. The 3 of them were just good friends, is all. Like a little family, you know? Otis didn't have much of one. Beth neither, and Gramps...
He did.
Well, Beth and Otis were real good to him after my grandmother passed. Made sure he was eating, getting out of the house, all that stuff.
Did he come over here with my aunt as well? Once he was with her?
Right?
I wonder if there's some way to remind them of that. Deep down, I bet they still really care about each other.
I bet you're right. Wonder if a good hard knock on the noggin would do it.
Crack. I was thinking more like old stories, paired with a bottle of whiskey. Ooh, maybe around a cozy campfire with marshmallows.
All right, if you're gonna get drunk, please do not be close to a fire.
Right, I say
I have heard
marshmallows and
some
whiskeys are totally the thing.
Terrible, though, like stories about
Ugh.
people going, I tripped and I fell in the fire. So, yeah,
No
let's
good.
not do that. Don't add things to my list, Lil's. Got enough to do around here without building a friendship-fixing campfire pit. Speaking of, we got a fence to fix.
Yes, we do.
Pulling out
Let's-
paper.
All right, so this has been lovely and a little bit dark, I guess. But interesting that they have some really modern awareness there. We did fix this rail, so that's cool.
Uh-huh.
That is super. Oh, it's just the stairs going off the porch. I was like, that looks a little awkward.
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
it cuts down.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It
Shadows. It doesn't really have
All
them.
the bunnies are
Look,
dead.
no shadows.
No, but it's just the bunnies are dead. That's
The bunnies
it.
are all gone.
Bye. If you didn't pay for bunnies, you don't get any bunnies in there. They just all died quietly.
It's okay.
Anyway, so if you like what we do and you're interested in this series, or you'd like to comment or subscribe or share this with your friends, all those good things, we would love to have any of those various things happening. We always respond to our comments at this point because we are not popular enough to get too many to overwhelm us.
Ha-ha!
And
Yet.
please, be self. Be safe with yourself in this corona time. Take care of yourself and be good to each other. We're not here to shame and blame each other or whine that other people are going outdoors. Take care of yourself, be good, and remember that we are all a team in this.
Absolutely. So if you like what we do, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon down below. We've got some links for you. If you'd like to support us, that would be awesome. So I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!